Hi, seniors in English 4. This is Mr. Bainey. I wanted to give you a quick update for the upcoming week. So this is week 5. Now, the first week we didn't have anything due, and we had a couple of days off. So there's actually 10 weeks in the first marking period. So at the end of this week, which is next Wednesday, we will be officially halfway done with the first 9 weeks, which means you are 1/8 of the way done with your school year. So, with that said, what we have this week is 1.12, 1.13, that's a typo on my fault, 1.14, 1.15, and 1.16. So you are going to finish Unit 1 by the end of the week. Now, for 1.12, I am going to post a discussion board on our Google Classroom and give you guys a chance to get some extra credit. Right? So look for that. Next, we're going to talk about in 1.13 are references and diction. Both of those are lessons. And then we get into the quizzes, which is 1.15, and then the final test is 1.16. There are no longer writing assignments on 1.16. These are all multiple choice, so be sure to take your time, use your notes. All right? So, and I do encourage you to know your different kinds of sentences, your different kinds of speech. It's going to be everything that we've talked to up to this point. A little bit about your pace. Right now, as of today, you should be at 9%. So if you are, you're right on pace and you're right where you need to be, right? And that would include up to 1.11. Again, after next week, all of Unit 1 will be done, and you should be at least at 12.5% complete, all right? And again, next week is your mid-marking period review, so I want to see how you're doing, okay? We're going to send out reports on what's going on. So make sure that your parents and you get good reports. I mean, your parents should know exactly where you are as well. But if they don't, they're about to find out. So ask yourself, where are you? Are you close to 9% right now? And will you be at 12.5% next week? All right. Next thing I want to talk about is using Google Docs. All right. Now, a lot of English, obviously, are writing assignments. I want you to each get into the habit of using Google Documents to write something. So what you'll do is you'll open up your drive and go right to a doc. Now, we can save it, and let's just say that we're going to call it Unit 1, Assignment 15, all right? And then give me your last name right here. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to write your essays or your paragraphs right on here. So it might look something like this, all right? Now, when you send me that, I am able to go through and I can go into what we call suggestion mode. So the first sentence, I love Mr. Bainey's class. There's nothing wrong with that. He is the nicest guy in all the world. Now, there is something wrong with that. This should be capitalized. So I will just come right here, and I'll fix that. So it's a capital. And I'll do the same thing here. He will help me get the grade that I want, and he allows me to resubmit assignments until I get the grade that I deserve. Also, now, and I will come through, and I'll put a little comma here. He is incredibly funny. Just ask him. He'll tell you. Right? So I can go through and I can make these edits for you. Now, when you log in, all you have to do is either accept or reject my issue, right? So if we go right up to here, right? Do I want to replace H with H? So my option is either to replace it, and I can hit accept, and it automatically does it for me, or if you say, no, he's wrong, just click on this X to reject it, and it'll keep it right there, okay? So I'm trying to help you guys become better writers, all right? And that's obviously, and writing is a process, and I realize that it's something that people don't like to do, but I promise you we're gonna be better at it by the end of the year, okay? And I want you to have fun with it because it is fun, all right? Now, the next thing we're gonna do, the next thing I want to talk about is when we get into, oh, tell me I didn't close that. I did close it. When we get into the Google document, I want you to be able to share that with me, all right? And what I mean by sharing is by being able to, you don't have to send it like you normally do. So here was my assignment. All we have to do is go up to this corner share button. And if you type my name, I should pop up right here. And if you just hit send, then I get an email notification that you sent me something. What I strongly encourage you to do is in the coursework, in Odysseyware, what I want you to do is in the blank assessment, like where you typically type, if you just write sent GD, that means sent through Google Docs, and then copy that link. And you can do that simply by hitting this button where it says get shareable link, and then hit copy, and that automatically goes into your clipboard, and then you can just send it to me directly that way, all right? You can also send it to me through a Google Hangout. I'll get either one of them, all right? So that's one of those ways that we can share and we can work on these documents together. And the last document, the last thing I want to talk about is an extra credit assignment, all right? What you're going to do is you are going to write in an example of a sentence with a dangling modifier in this discussion board. And you're going to explain where the confusion from the sentence could come from. And I'm going to post an example, and I actually put it down below. And you may copy and paste from the internet, because there's lots of memes with dangling modifiers. If you just simply type in dangling modifier and read through that list, some of them are really funny, all right? Some of them are kind of crude, and hopefully GoGuardian picks up on that, all right? And if you do that by Friday, I'm going to give you 10 points, and we can apply those 10 points to absolutely any assignment that you want. Also, if you make 2 replies to any of your classmates on that, I will give you 5 points each, all right? So by next Wednesday, I want you to follow up with 2 of your classmates, all right? Now, here is a sentence that has a dangling modifier. I fed some ground lamb to my puppy and put it in the meat grinder. I fed some ground lamb to my puppy and put it in the meat grinder. So this is confusing, isn't it? Did I put the lamb or did I put the puppy in the meat grinder? In this case, and put it in the meat grinder is the example of the dangling modifier. What is it modifying? Is it modifying the lamb or the puppy? So it's important when we write to be able to speak directly to the thing that we are talking about, all right? Now, we could assume that it's ground lamb because it says ground lamb, but it doesn't specifically say that in the sentence, and this can be confusing. So I want you to make sure that you take the time and think about your modifiers whenever you do write, and we'll certainly pick up on that, and we'll get better at it throughout the year. So what I want you to do again is go into the discussion board on Google Classrooms, and I want you to write an example of a dangling modifier. Again, you're more than welcome to copy and paste. Do that by Friday, you get 10 free points. If you make 2 replies to your classmates, I'm going to give you 5 points each. So the most you can earn for this is 20. So if you made, 400 replies, I can't give you 800 points, all right? But I can give you 20, which will bring a lot of your scores up. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, just to review, we're going to do 1.1 to 1.6. You should be done with Unit 1 by the end of next week, which will put you at 12% or 12.5%. Please submit any of your longer writing assignments to Google Docs. And there's a discussion board opportunity for you this week. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.